Hi.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our 12th episode. Um, Streaming on a special night tonight because most of us are going to be busy on Thursday, so we decided to play tonight and make sure we get a session in. So without delaying much more, let's get into the recap from last week. So we started with you guys were trying to decide what you wanted to do after taking care of some shopping. You all decided to go back to the Catacombs of Wrath and clear the rest of it out. See if you can gain any treasure and just make sure to clear all the nasties from out of there. So you went back down. You crossed over this wooden platform where Dino and Jareem were grabbed by some sin spawn that you guys were able to quickly fight off. You proceeded further in, where you located an ancient study that had some stone doors with a 7-pointed star carved into them, also known as a Sahedron room. Moving on through that room, you then came across a room that had a bunch of pits that were covered up, each one containing a zombie as well as a deformed 3-armed goblin creature. That again, you guys really made short work of, thanks to, in large part, to Cade causing this goblin to laugh hysterically for most of the fight, so you guys could just pound on him. You took care of him. You collected his weapons. He didn't really have any other gear on him, and then you proceeded in further, finding a spiral staircase that had been blocked by some rubble, and then a room way at the end of the southern hallway that was under the effects of a levitation spell. A bunch of different objects floating around and sort of just aimlessly flying around the room. Cade and Kat both had some fun stepping in and floating as well. You guys collected a book, a scroll, and an iron rod that ended up containing a whole lot of charges of a shock and grasp spell. You guys went back through the study where Dino decided to move all of the stone doors and found nothing but deformed skeletons. And then you proceeded back to the statue where Cade claimed the Ransor, and went up some flights of stairs where you found an ugly creature known as a Varguil. There were a couple of tense moments as Jareem and Kat were paralyzed by its horrible shriek, but you guys were able to defeat it before it could cause any severe harm and issues for you guys. Past that room, there was another spiral staircase that was also blocked by rubble, and at the base of that staircase was a chest full of coins. So you guys collected those, distributing them evenly amongst everybody. And finally, you decided to also grab the corpse of this 3-armed goblin and bring it to Davarin, where he paid you 200 gold for such a rare find, and basically told you as much that he needs to get some more sales going on his end of the business before he can afford to keep paying you for goblin stuff that you've effectively just cleaned him out. You guys split up most of the loot involved, where Jareem took the goblin's longsword, Dino took a masterwork hand axe, and the dagger remains unclaimed. It's just a silver dagger. I sent you guys the picture of it in the chat a while ago, so you have that. As we ended last week, you guys were just leaving Davarin's stables. It's in the afternoon, and it's starting to rain outside. So yeah, what would you like to do?
So, Kate's gonna look around at everyone and bring up the fact that we kind of have a split decision to make.
How?
About.
Do we pursue more goblin things, or do we go adventure in the forest?
At times like this, you must ask yourself, why not both?
Kay takes a
I
deep
gotta
breath
go
and
drop
looks.
off this sword.
Aren't I still at the inn?
No, you tagged. We
I
made
had
you tag along.
I had you tag along in the interest of not splitting the party, and you ended up.
Didn't get touched.
You didn't even need to participate in combat. Basically, like all the encounters were
I
over.
read my book.
Yeah, you did. You
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
were
I
walking
I'd said
behind
that
us.
you kind of like hung back and like were reading your book whenever there wasn't any imminent danger. That's what I had you do, and I think I said that in the chat. So you did get some more reading done, and you have progressed in your learning of the Undercommon language.
Occasionally looks up to see
Annoyed
what.
teenager forced to go on a family
He's back to
vacation.
book.
You hung away
It's-
from the crowd and read your book in silence.
Yeah.
It seemed like a very Ezerlin thing to do, to just kind of look up and nonchalantly be like, "Oh, are they dying? Okay, no, okay, good. Back to what I was doing."
While occasionally saying, "Are we there yet?" Okay, so Dream wants to go to the Feathered Serpent.
Okay.
What about everybody else?
Cade realizes that I cannot continue to live an adventure with all this weight and decides that I should go sell things or at least drop some stuff off at the inn.
Okay, the inn is right next door, so
Cool. You guys just see Cade like hobbling away, just like very over encumbered, just kind of going, like, okay, getting door. So, okay, why do I do this? You just hear Cade grumbling to themselves as they like walk off to the inn.
Yeah, I might as well go to my room as well and dump some stuff off.
okay.
Kat is going to go. Let's see, how much money do I have again? Let me check that before I say Kat goes buy things.
I think I added the money to everybody's sheets.
No,
so-
I added the money. I don't remember how much I have.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I've done that. I've been like, I'm gonna go buy things. I have 20 gold.
I have money. So I am going. So Kat's gonna go to the weapon shop.
The Armory.
Yes, I was gonna say Armory, but that felt wrong for some reason.
Okay. Sure.
I've done that.
So Kat's gonna go to the Armory and be like maybe I could talk her into giving me that like the cool crossbow now.
All right, so I'm gonna move you individually to where the places that you said you wanted to go. Those of you who are just dropping stuff off at the inn, I figure there's no real point in putting you on a different map just for that, unless there's other
Yeah, no,
things you
you're
want to do. Okay. So Ursulin's the only one that's not accounted for. So what do you want to do?
I'm gonna go with Cade.
Okay, you're gonna go with Kate to the end. Got it. All right. So
I am
Like,
wounded.
he's more
I
likely
am
to die than rest,
offended.
so.
while the three of you go and drop stuff off and do whatever it is that you want to do besides that at the inn, Dream heads off towards the Feathered Serpent, and Kat goes towards Sava's Armory. Dream, you arrive in the Feathered Serpent just as the rain starts to pick up a little bit. You see Vorvashali is just working on something. Looks like it could be your spear. He seems to be really focusing in on his work.
Dream's gonna go, hey, buddy.
He doesn't look up at first, and then after a couple moments, he realizes that someone is inside the shop, and he then sort of gives you a wave and says, "Oh, well, welcome back."
I'm gonna pull the sword out, and I'm gonna be like, I got something for you.
He says,
Found it. It's really shiny and orange.
He He looks at it. He says, "That's a nice looking piece. Where'd you get it?"
Well, we found a 3-armed goblin, and he was chasing us with it.
3-armed goblin. Well, I do like my stories as much as my fascinating items.
Yeah, we found him down in the catacombs, right? It's in the catacombs.
Yeah.
Where you found him?
All right. Yeah.
We found
down
him in the
catacombs.
place with the thing.
He says, "I'm not too familiar with what's going on down there, but 3-armed goblin. That's quite a find."
Oh yeah, he was terrible. He spelled just terrible.
Ah, yes, as all goblins do. And he comes over and he asks to take a closer look at it. He picks it up. He's like looking at the blade, the hilt, flips it over, checks the other side of it. He seems impressed. He hands it back to you and he says, "Well, now this item is certainly something I'd be very interested in. So I'll tell you what. You give me the sword, and this work I'm doing on your spear is all paid up."
Sounds good to me. I don't like swords anyway.
Yeah, you don't seem like much of the sword type.
I like a balanced weapon.
You seem like more of the good old Ooga Booga type.
You know me very well.
I like to get to know my customers.
Yeah, you should come down to the catacombs sometime. Maybe we'll find some more 3-armed goblins.
Oh, it's been a while since I've been adventuring like that, but maybe. Might be nice to get the old blood flowing again sometime.
And how about the work on the spear? How long has that taken?
Well, it should be. It's actually been going a bit better than planned. Should be done on the weekend. So probably 2.5 days.
All right, copy that, Vorvashali.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get back to it. Maybe I can make up even more time.
Oh, did I find anything else? I thought I found something else.
You. Well, let's see. Dino has the axe. There was a wand that I think. Well, yeah, the wand Cat has. There were a couple of scrolls. I forget. I know Kate has one of them. Kate might have both of them.
I think Cat took the other one.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything else that you specifically took.
All right. So yeah, with that I'll bid farewell.
Okay. Yeah, he gives you sort of like an exaggerated wave as you exit, as he is the very eccentric type. Okay. So now, Sava's Armory. Kat, you arrive. Sava is sort of just leaning up against a wall. She's just kind of bored, nothing to do. Business has been slow today.
Hey, my my favorite shopkeep.
Oh, I didn't even know I was up for the award.
To be fair, I haven't been to many shops, and I like weapons, so my bar's pretty low.
Okay.
That was meant as a joke.
I like how the charisma caster sucks at conversation.
She
I
kind
know,
of
it's amazing.
she gives you a smile like as if she knew.
I was
Are you
kidding.
trying to make her feel better by playing it off?
Sorry.
I didn't mean to put it. I'm sorry, but like,
Alright. I was wondering what you had that was new in stock.
Trying to think, you guys were in there yesterday, right?
I was not.
Yeah, you were not, but I'm saying like the other members of your party. Let me go through her list here.
I think me and a small handful of people did as I picked up my armor.
Yeah, you and Jareem and I think Cade was there.
Likely.
Let's see. Let's see where's. She says, yeah, got a bunch of mostly just basic stuff today. Haven't had any magical deliveries. I usually check the marketplace every week. It's always tomorrow on Fire Day. It's always when the more interesting merchants come to town.
And also, do you still have the fancy crossbow?
Oh yeah, that one.
I still don't have enough gold for it. I just want to look at it and admire how pretty it is.
I have that in my notes somewhere. I just gotta locate it.
Oh, by the way, I'm saying that in character too.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay.
Okay. She said she looks up towards one of the cases and on like the top shelf, and she says, "Yep, still there."
Like I said, I just want to take a look. I just want to take a look at it again and admire how pretty it is. It's like, one day you will be mine. One day. I'm assuming you don't do layaway, like I can't pay for it in installments.
No, I've had a small issue recently with people who want to borrow things or not pay for it all right away, and these items not being returned to me or paid for.
Was one of them Earthlings? I swear to God.
for those not knowing, that bitch is referencing me.
She says, I didn't get a name, but maybe. And she,
I have better companions. They're all fucking over shopkeeps in one way or another. Sometimes literally.
She comes back with the repeating crossbow that you've been eyeing. Yeah, you take a look at the weapon again, and it's as it was the last time you saw it. Dark wood and ivory stock, very nicely crafted. Still has the etching of the name Vansaya on the side of the stock.
Kat's gonna like gently lift it and go, "Hello, baby, mommy missed you. You'll be mine soon." She's stroking it as she's doing it and like nuzzling up against it like you would a cat.
Oh God.
Like, "You'll be mine soon. Yes, you will. My precious. Thank you." And she gives me.
I'm so glad.
Well, I I admire how much you appreciate this craftsmanship.
Oh, Kat did the my precious under her breath so that the shopkeep wouldn't hear.
Let's see if she did hear. Let's see.
That's why I'm
Nat
mentioning this.
20,
Like, you might want to
nat
roll
20,
perception because I
nat
tried to make it,
20.
but you didn't hear it.
Perception. Oh, hold on. Roll stealth.
Okay. Oh, where's here it is. Okay, so this actually matters for my roll. I have these weird little red men next to some of my numbers, and it reduces them.
Oh yeah, that's armor check. Hold on. So for yours, for this roll, just roll it, and then I'll add back the penalty because this is like a speaking thing. So okay, well that doesn't even matter.
What did I roll?
You rolled
Hold on.
you rolled a 3.
Oh.
So Sava turns to go back to the shelf, and she's looking at it, and she's smiling. She's like, "Yes, it is precious."
God's just gonna go, oh my god, you heard that?
She says, "Yeah, but I understand." It's
Like, sorry, I grew up I grew up with money, but I've been since I guess you would say cut off. That's the closest equivalent to what's going on right now. Yeah, I've been cut off from my funds.
oh, that's a
So-
shame.
It's no one's fault. I kind of lost contact with my family. They're not from anywhere near here, and I don't know how to contact them.
Well, I'm sure you'll figure it out.
So, Tim, out of the game. Can I get a sword?
Can you wield a sword?
Yes.
There's a couple of simple weapons that are swords, like the scimitar.
The rapier is
Well, I
also
think it's
considered a simple weapon.
Yeah,
Which is
yeah.
surprising.
Sava
Martial
has those. So let's see. Things that are swords that are also simple weapons. Yeah, we're looking pretty thin here.
Ugh, stairs. I don't know where I put my inhaler.
Well, I'm pretty sure every kind of sword is a martial weapon, but let's see. Daggers.
My camera's not on, so y'all can't see it, but I'm making a sad face with my thumbs down.
Oh no.
I want to see it. Hold on. Oh, let's be a liar. Your camera.
Spring blade. Nope, that's also pretty tiny. Short spear. Nope, that's like a pole arm. That's not a sword. No, that's like a claw weapon. Yeah, there's not much. There's really nothing that's like a sword in terms of
Alright.
simple weapons, unfortunately.
Okay. In that case, okay, so Kat's gonna turn over there and it's like, well, do you have any more of those thistle bolts?
Oh yeah, I forgot
What?
she had those.
What about a short sword?
Short swords are martial. I mean, actually, hold on. Like, you.
Because it says simple melee. Oh, this is 5th edition.
Yeah, no, Pathfinder, their short swords are martial. But the thing is, like, you're a pirate, so Yeah, I'm gonna overrule that. Yeah, I'm gonna say that your background would allow you to wield something like a short sword or a rapier or.
Yeah, I'm thinking something like a rapier. I'm not thinking like a long sword or a broadsword or something like that.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, she points you over to the rapiers. She has a few of them in stock. They all pretty much look the same, but they are pretty nice. They look new. Sava doesn't do much in the way of like resale market for weapons, so you can trust that these are as is when they were delivered.
So what color are they?
Oh, that's a good question. So all the blades look the same, like shiny, like iron. The grips are different colors though. One is black, one is like a blood red, and the other one is it's white.
All right, so Kat is going to take the red one.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, yes. It's like I lost my rapier some time ago, and I've been looking for a good replacement. How much is this one?
She says that one will cost you 20 gold.
Sounds reasonable. Okay.
All right, cool. So let me put in the stats for that.
And I go down my gold. And Kat's gonna go sweet, and she's going to make some like practicing swishes to like get a feel for the weight and all that.
Yeah, it feels balanced. Nice and steady as you swing it around. It fits like a glove.
Kat's gonna look at it. She's going to. I'm assuming it comes like a scabbard.
It does. Yeah, she throws in a scabbard for you.
So Kat puts it back in the scabbard. She goes, yes, red like the blood of my enemies. This will work nicely.
So the special property of a rapier is finesse, which means that you can add dex to attack rolls rather than strength with it.
Sweet. Awesome. All right. And do you have any of those thistle bolts left?
Yes, she does. She says, yeah, they've been pretty popular, but I do have a few of them left. They are. I gotta find what. Okay, here we go. She has. She comes with a crate that is mostly empty. She counts them up, and there's about 10 left.
So I will take 10 then.
Okay. She says, well, that's one per bolt, so 10 gold for the 10.
All right, we do the exchange. And she looks at her and goes, "Are you still bored?
Not.
Because I got some time to kill if you want to have an archery battle."
Oh man, that sounds like fun. She leads you outside, and around like the back of the store. She has like a target that she keeps like just for fun and moments like this. That's like around the back. So you're actually standing further away. It's just the map doesn't go any further.
That's fine.
She says, all right, how do you want to do this?
We each get 3, closest to the center. We each get 3, whoever gets the most closest to the center. Or whoever gets closest to the center, or the most in the center target, if we're all about the same distance, wins.
I like the sound of that.
I don't know what we're winning. I just gave you most of my gold.
Nothing wrong with playing for pride.
Cool. I am okay with playing for bragging rights. Let's do this. And though Cat doesn't have one, we're gonna say that Savi lends her like a traditional bow and arrow.
Oh, she pulls out a hand crossbow and
Oh, okay.
and she just says,
That's how we're doing this. All right.
says I figured I'd match your equipment there.
I know. She's like, Cat's like, all right. Not what I was expecting, but that works for me. And she pulls out her crossbow.
Okay. Yeah, just go ahead and make an attack roll.
I don't. Why is that not up? What did I do? What did I do, Tim? Why is nothing Why do I never have anything ready?
Because you're actually participating, and then you panic when it comes to actually having to roll things, like I do. It's okay.
Your first shot actually misses the target completely.
Oh, that sucks.
Sava looks at you with like a smirk and a side eye and just says, "Now, no need to be nervous." She takes her first shot and it hits like fairly close to the center, but not like, let's see, this target has 1, 2, 3. This target has like 5 rings and she hits like the third one.
Okay. Alright. Cat's like, alright, well, Cat's gonna take a deep breath, center herself, and she's going to shoot again.
Okay. Yeah, you hit the ring just outside of the bullseye. It's a nice shot. Sava says, "I see. You just had to get that one out of your system."
Yep. I guess.
She takes her second shot and she like barely hits the target at all. Like it hits like the very edge of the target.
Alright. Once again, deep breath, center myself.
Your arrow hits just inside of her second one. She says, "Maybe we both need a little more practice."
Well, probably. More of yours have actually hit the target than mine. So.
Her third shot is also not a very good one. It lands just slightly further in from your last shot.
All right, so.
So you're the closest, but she did hit all 3. So Sava looks at you and says, "Well, call it a draw." and she just starts laughing.
It's okay, I'll get some practice next time. There won't even be a competition. I will smoke you.
She looks up to the sky and she just says, "I blame the rain."
Yes. It is quite wet out today, isn't it?
Yeah, but this is good though. We needed it. It's been a while since we've had a rainstorm.
Okay, stupid question. Is it actually raining?
It is actually raining, yes.
Oh, okay. It's like, yeah, no, it's like rain blows everything off target, so. Oh, it doesn't. So yeah, maybe not the best conditions to have this game in, but certainly fun. Alright, I'm going to go rest because I did just come back from an excursion, and I will yell at a certain someone to give you back the gun.
She says, "Thanks. I do need it back, so I would appreciate it."
Fair warning, she might try to hit you with a gender reassigning bullet before she does, because that's her thing now. I'm sorry in advance. And
Well, I certainly hope not, because I like who I am.
I mean, it's temporary. It only lasts for it's temporary. But
Few
yeah,
minutes.
no, I figured it. Or I give you a heads up, even though it's only for like 30 seconds, because I almost murdered her for it. So
She's gonna sense motive you just because like this whole thing just sounds ridiculous, and she wants to be sure that you're not lying. She can't really tell. She only rolled a 12.
And
So
so look, I promise. I know this sounds insane. It's unfortunately legit. This is what I deal with on a daily basis.
well, I think I'm done asking questions about that situation. But yeah, if you manage to find a way to get that pistol back here,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'll see what I can do.
I'll see if I
Hey.
can make it worth your while.
Awesome. I'll see what I can do. Have a great night.
Says you too, and she heads back inside.
Cat's gonna walk back and thinking, I think I made a new friend. And she's then, oh my god, I think I made a friend. When did I start caring about other people?
Man, imagine that.
Scared to grow.
Well, I mean, Cat always cared about other people, but like mostly her family or who she considered her family.
Any other stops besides?
Nah, I'm
in-
going to go back.
Okay, Dream, same thing. Rusty Dragon, or did you have it somewhere else to go? Okay, the silence I'm going to assume means everybody is going back to the inn.
I'm chilling at the inn.
So
Cade waddled back to the inn to try to slowly decide and discern like what I was doing and what I was leaving behind, because coming out of that dungeon hole, being completely overloaded and having to be like catch up to everyone was a
I'm
terrible.
gonna be there hovering over you, telling you what to put in the chest. And it's gonna be everything that you don't need. As I'm reading my book, I'm gonna stand in your doorway, look up occasionally, be like, and I see you debating, and I got put it in the fucking chest, Cade, and then I go back to my book.
So back at the inn, it is late afternoon. Some of the townsfolk who have just finished up with work are coming in to sit down and have some drinks and some dinner. All of you are huddled around the bar as you tend to be. Ameko and Bathana are beginning to cook meals for everybody.
Cat's gonna walk. Is Ursula at the bar?
Yeah, anyone who just chose to stay at the inn is at or around the bar area.
Yeah, while all that was going down, I was also deciding what to leave behind.
Return the damn gun.
So what do I do for items that I like to leave behind?
I would say just like zero out the quantity and just like make a note, like open up the actual item and then like put in the notes section like how many you had and just zero out the quantity so that the weight goes to 0.
Alright.
So yeah, Ursula, you see Kat walk in and she comes right up to you and just says, "Return the gun." Am I like screaming into the ether? What's happening here? Like,
Well, no. Ursula was in my room when helping me unload. So we were coming down the stairs, I guess. So as we're coming down the stairs, Cade and Ursula are just like talking to one another, and we just hear.
yeah, you hear Kat.
Kat screaming at us.
Yell at you from the entry. Hey, Ursula, return the damn gun.
What?
Ursula, you didn't give that back yet?
I have no idea what anyone is talking about.
Ursula.
Borrowed, and Cat's gonna put down quotation marks, a gun from the armory, you need to return it.
See, it was indefinitely borrowed.
No. You're giving it back.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
There we go, much better.
I could do this all day. No.
Yes.
And as
You
for
think you're
fighting,
more
I would like
stubborn
to use
than
one of
me?
my whetstones on my scimitar. Gotta make sure it's nice and ready.
Okay.
Grew up with bored aristocrats. I could do this all day.
Cade
No.
realizes that this is not going to go anywhere.
It's mine
And-
until I can make my weapon.
It is not yours. It is yours if you pay for it. Do you want to go
I
and
paid
buy
for
it?
it with fear.
You did not pay for it with fear. She is not afraid of you. She's annoyed. Give it back.
Tim, did I not pay for it with fear initially?
I don't think you did. No.
You paid for it with lies and slander.
Yeah, I'd say it's more along the
That's
lines
right.
of that.
Back out of my shop, please. You're scaring me.
Then didn't pay for it with fear. You paid for it by being a weird little fuck. Now give it back.
No.
Cade
Alright,
offers
so
to help
after I
pay
do
for
my
the gun.
whetstone and put everything back, do I hear any of this go down?
Yeah, you
I
can.
hear Kate say that. I turn over. I say, I need approximately 3,000 gold pieces.
Cade starts counting.
Cade, you don't have 3,000 gold and don't give it to her.
But
I know for a fact she doesn't have it. I was just telling her the number so she waited.
No,
That didn't work.
I roll my eyes. Whatever. Hairslin.
but
I don't really care if you return or not, but just keep in mind that if you ever need weapons or armor and you go to her, just know she's not gonna do what you want her to unless you give it back. So that's on you, decide to.
I only need this gun until I have the money to buy the materials to build my own gun.
Alright,
Get
I'm
back
saying,
the
I'm not,
gun.
that's not my concern if you return the gun.
Okay,
I'm just
okay,
saying
okay.
that if you need
Here-
her to do something for you, then she's not going to do it.
hear me out. We go on our trip, we finish what we started, and we started planning the other day, and then Ursula gives the gun back. Compromise? And I'll help you find whatever materials you can to make the gun. I might know how to come by some of that stuff. I might not pay for it, but I can figure it out. Kate just starts trailing off.
Kat's gonna look at Dino. And, Kat's gonna look at Dino, nod her head to Chopper, nod her head to Urslan, and then, just nod her head yes, and smile.
Okay. Do I have to pay for the time that I borrowed it?
I didn't ask it, it's not my problem, just return the damn gun.
If she asks me to pay, I'm going to say no.
If she asks you to pay, you could say that wasn't part of the original agreement.
No, the original agreement was I would borrow it for a day.
Okay, see, I'm
Cade
trying to help
sighs.
you here. Do you want to make it worse?
No.
I mean, here's the thing. I see Ursula's perspective. They have the gun. They never go back to the shop. They win.
yeah. That was my whole point. That was my whole plan. Kate
Kat
knows so
is
well.
sitting, for the record,
Then-
Kat is sitting here arguing this, and in her head, she is bewildered because she is a pirate. She literally made her living from stealing from people, and she is arguing to not steal.
And here's the one who lives in the town, who has always been so adamant to be like, don't steal, don't screw up, being like, well,
So Kat, while this is going on
borrowing
in her head,
I mean,
Kat
yeah,
is just like,
I think it's perfectly on Kate's
what has
character.
happened
She
to me?
wouldn't steal, but she's so non-aggressive that someone else does something wrong, then she's like, I guess it's a thing now.
it's true.
Then again, Kat's thing has
And
always
I'm
been
here
steal
for
from the
middle
rich,
court.
not who can afford it, not the poor working class. Besides, the rich have better shit anyway.
Are we all ready to go to the forest? And Urslan, final word on the matter. If If something bad happens because you stole the gun, that's on you.
What
Right?
do you mean something bad
Look, it'd be like,
happened?
look.
I stole the
I
gun?
don't know, like she calls the guards or something to take it from you and you get in trouble, that's on you.
At this point, over all of the loud talking amongst yourselves, you don't hear entering the bar. You hear a voice from behind all of you saying, I'm glad I found all of you. And it's Sheriff Hemlock has returned.
I'm just gonna slightly put my hand in front of my face and turn
And-
away.
And with him is Shalelu, who you met previously at the mayor's office. Sheriff Hemlock walks up to the bar and asks for a drink, and he says, well, I'm glad to see that the town hasn't burned down while I was gone. So what's been happening?
Did you find the present with my free?
Good news and bad news. Which one do you hear first?
Give me the bad news first.
Too bad you get the good news. Good news is we captured someone working for the Goblins.
Well, technically, I think the goblins are working for him.
Yes, I stopped over at the
Relationship.
garrison quickly before coming here. I've been briefed. Good work.
Bad news is we got worse problems than goblins.
Oh, really? Please enlighten me.
Two things. First of all, they're playing even bigger raid than the last time they did, you know, with that whole festival. They're playing a raid bigger than that one,
Are they now?
apparently, due to the guy's notebook. And second of all, demons may or may not be involved. So, there's that.
That is troubling.
Cade just kind of looks over and waves and goes, but we tried and we've contained most of it.
Tried. When we went down there in the catacombs, we cleared out the entire place. A demon, couple of whatever the fuck those things were, and a
I read my
weird
book.
demonic bat.
Well, we still don't know where the succubus is. Cade trails off.
Perhaps
and
not, but
goes,
that's somewhere demonic that was in the town and we got rid of it. So, mission complete.
Well, while I was over at the garrison, the jailer told me you guys wanted to question the prisoner, and since I'm back, I think now we can go do that. I'm gonna head back over to the garrison, but Shalelu here wanted to speak with you for a little bit, so I'm just gonna leave her to it. And he just downs his drink quickly and makes his way to the exit. Shalelu sort of like takes his spot, starts taking swigs of her drink as well. She looks at all of you and says, so you guys want to take care of these goblins once and for all, right?
I would like
Yeah,
to,
this would
Cade
be an
says.
offense.
So, I've heard a little bit about this this weirdo that you guys captured, as well as what's in that journal. I've just been briefed by the sheriff and the jailer. Sounds like you guys need to get over to Thistletop to really fight them head on.
Isn't Thistletop the goblin camp that's the biggest?
Yes, it is. They're the largest tribe of goblins around, and they're
Cade's eyes go wide.
and their base is, for goblins, it's pretty impressive. Not gonna lie.
Well, as much as I love to storm the base, you see, a goblin's main and really only advantage in combat is their sheer numbers, and going to the biggest goblin camp doesn't seem like a good idea unless we have a legitimate plan.
Well, I can tell you that from our previous meeting that they have recruited or otherwise coerced some of the other tribes into helping them. So taking care of the smaller hideaways for some of these other goblins, you're probably not going to get anywhere. I think it's time to cut off the head.
Well, we have a legitimate plan to pull that off, I'm in. Because rushing in doesn't seem like a good idea.
Cade just kind of lights up at the idea of leaving Sandpoint. And smacks Dino on the arm quite hard and goes, I've never left here. I think this is a great idea.
And I stare at Cade. And if this goes wrong, this will be the last time you ever leave.
I mean... fair. Cade trails off. I did just
And I'm not
finally get a
against the
room.
idea. I'm just saying we need to have a good strategy instead of just rushing in full force. We need, I don't know.
Well, all right. I look over and I say, is there any entrances that you know of or weak points in the Goblin stronghold? I know it's not really a stronghold, Cade says. But at the same time, you said it's pretty impressive for goblins, so I figured I'd just call it a stronghold, but at the same time, it's a town. Is it a town, or is it a... I'm overthinking this, aren't I?
It's a lair, a base, a stronghold, whatever you want to call it. I think town might be overstating it. But
Goblin stronghold.
Cade takes a deep breath and says, okay, do you know any entrances that we could get in more discreetly than just kicking down the door and storming?
well, the way they've set up their little camp over there, there's not really a kick down the door solution here. You're gonna have to get the lay of the land. You're gonna have to be discreet and look for abnormalities in the foliage. You got a couple options. Some say there's a hidden entrance in the Nettlewood Forest. There's also a sea entrance. Depends what you're in the mood for. My suggestion, there's a cartographer in town. Go pick up a map of the hinterlands.
Thank you, Cade says excitedly and looks at everyone and goes, I know where that is. I know what the cartographer is. I can get us there. I can do that. Once we leave this town, I know jack shit.
She says, I can tell you how to get there. You're going to want to head east along the Lost Coast Road. You're going to split the forests that are to the north and to the south. There's Tixwood, and the other one is, where's my map here? Yeah, you're gonna see one forest to the north. That's Shankswood. I'm sorry, and then to the south is Tixwood. Just go through those. Ignore them. You don't need to do anything in there. Eventually, you're gonna come to Nettlewood. It's a much larger forest along the northern coastline. Really can't miss it. Get through the trees. Find the right pathways. You'll eventually get to where the entrances are. It's not even that long of a journey. It'll take you probably 2 hours to get from here to where the entrances are. I'm gonna scout ahead. I'm gonna scout ahead, so I'll be in the area if you need me.
Alright.
Alright. The way I see it, we have two options, and that really, what we decide depends on one major detail. Do goblins have dark vision?
Yes.
So do I, though, Cade says.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, should we handle what's-his-face first, interrogate him to get some answers, or do we take on the goblins first? That really depends if we want to attack them at night or do we attack them right now. Because if they have dark vision, I say we attack them now. If they don't have dark vision, I say we take care of the investigation with the bastard child, and then we go attack the goblins at night. So, do they have dark vision or don't they?
You might want to interrogate the prisoner now anyway. I heard Sheriff Hemlock talk to the jailer, and given the way that he's been acting in there, it seems like they want to ship him off to Magnamar as soon as they can. I'd imagine they're going to do it first thing in the morning.
That settles it then, Cade says. Off to speak to the gentleman, and at morning's light, we'll go break down the goblin's metaphorical door.
Ameko told me it was Nualia, right? 'Cause
That
I
who-
remember asking her who it would be. And then I figured out who the girl is in Tsuto's journal
Oh,
with Ameko's help.
yeah. Mako kind of put it together.
So I know who it was, so we can go interrogate him and see what Nualia is up to.
Cade looks over a bit surprised at Ursuline and says, "You are not the one I would thought of to remember those details."
Well, that's just defensive.
I mean, okay, that was supposed to be a compliment, Cade says, pointing at Ursuline. I did not say it in a way that it was a compliment, but it was intended to be one, I swear.
So you basically just backhand compliment me?
I didn't mean to, but yes.
Rude.
I know, I'm
Alright,
sorry.
So this person can wait, right, Ursuline? I don't think this person's going in.
No, I don't think this person can wait because we need to talk to Tsuto about what Nualia is doing, why she needed the corpse of her father, and all that other shit.
I kind of agree with
Alright.
Ursuline.
So it's agreed. We go investigate the bastard child, and then we go murder all the goblins. Agreed?
Yes.
Alright, let's go.
Yes,
What
sir.
about the forest?
We go to the forest first morning. Goblins have dark vision and will murder all of you in the night. You can get them while they're sleeping in the morning and crush their skulls in.
But the night is more fun.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
But you guys
well,
can't see
Well,
well,
it should be
and
night by the time we head back, so forest night trip. Don't worry about it. But for now, let's go investigate this little bastard child. Onwards.
Shalelu says, "I'm going to get ahead of it. Camp out in the night nearby.
Alright.
Maybe I'll see you over there tomorrow."
Cade nods at her and says, "Be safe."
She nods back and says, "Don't worry, I will." She heads out. All right, so you guys head over to the garrison. By the way, as for where the cartographer is up here, number 4. It's like-
So
No, I-
Cade proudly leads the way for the last time through Sandpoint.
So do you want to head there first, or you want to head to the garrison first?
I figure go to the cartographer and get the map and order the map so they can draw it, and then while we're waiting for it to be drawn, go to
And
the
actually, I think we use one of my yards.
Citadel.
Okay,
I can
so
at least be
yeah,
closer for help.
you all arrive, and I'm sorry, you're what?
I'm gonna use one of my herbs to heal myself up a bit.
Okay, sure.
So it's 1d8.
For the arrow, yeah, it's 1d8.
Alright.
So yeah, you arrive at the
Damn it.
damn, unfortunate.
Whatever.
You arrive at the cartographer. You see the sign above the door. The store is called The Way North. You walk in, and there is a middle-aged gnome behind the counter. You look around, and the shelves are pretty cluttered and almost cramped by the amount of things that are stuffed in them. It's mostly books, but he keeps smaller tables about, and that's where all the maps are. He greets you with a smile and says, "Oh, welcome. What can I help you with?"
Cade beams eye to eye, or ear to ear, and says, "We need a map." And then promptly smacks Dino on the shoulder and goes, "Where? Where do we need a map to?" Hinter, the Hinter. I've never left Sandpoint. He's going to tell you where we need a map.
Ah, yes, the Hinterlands. I know what you're trying to say.
Winterlands. There we go.
Hinterlands. Cade slaps Dino again. See, I knew what it was. It's the Hinterlands. We gotta go there. Can you help us with the map?
He says, "I certainly can. I have a couple that I've already ready-made in stock. Been having a lot of travelers heading over that way recently." He
Really?
He grabs like a longer tube case, pulls the map out just to make sure and show you that it's the right one, and then says, "Yep, this'll help you get to where you need to go," and rolls it back up, puts it in the case. He says, "This one will run you 10 gold pieces."
Double shit is still shit, but it's double, it's 2x shit.
So, Cade's gonna look over at the cartographer completely, still hung up on what the last thing they said, and said, "You said you'd have more travelers than usual asking for maps for this direction. Did anyone stand out to you as odd?"
Not particularly.
I start describing what Tsuto looks like, and I ask them if they've seen anyone like that come in asking for maps.
Oh. Well, I must tell you, I don't like talking about the details of other customers, but I did have someone who I think fits your description in here. Maybe a month or so ago. It's been a while.
Cade slides about 10 gold pieces onto the counter without saying anything about it and just says, "Is that really all you remember?"
If they're looking for a pool of applicants for the best ones,
Well, he
I'm
mentioned.
just gonna give Kay the nastiest look for wasting 10 gold on that.
You guys gotta teach me the understandings of how I don't buy things. I don't really know the scale of what this is all worth yet.
Well, he mentioned that he needed to get to know the area in great detail, and he paid quite a bit. The map that I drew for him was a lot more specific to where he needed to go rather than this one here that I'm selling you, which is more just a general map of the area.
How much would it cost to have the map he had?
Well, that would cost you. You see him almost struggling to do the math in his head, or either that or he's really trying hard to remember how much he charged for the last time. He says, "Well, I would say probably 60 gold pieces."
Okay, done.
Okay, well, you're lucky because when I make a map for a customer, I always make an extra copy, just in case I have to do it again someday.
Cade grins at this and says, "Well, I wouldn't want to take your only copy. How about this? If I come back in, let's say, in the
2
next
hours.
2 or 3 hours, could we pick up the new copy of the map?"
Certainly,
It
I'll.
doesn't need to be an exact replica either. We just need the basic information.
Cade looks over and goes, "If I'm paying for it, it's a replica." and then glares at Ezralin.
And I'm gonna glare back at you and be like, he's gonna charge you.
He says, I'll get started right away. And immediately he pulls out like a fresh, large sheet of parchment, and as well as he unfurls the one copy he has, and he begins sort of just like translating everything.
I grin at him, and then the most kind voice I have, tell him, "Thank you very much. We will be back in a few hours." And then I spin looking at Ursula.
A question: Can I see him doing like little details, like the trees and stuff?
Make a perception check.
I'm like right in front of him, but okay.
Guidance.
What did I do? Okay.
Yeah, you can see that. He's not gonna sit there and draw every last tree, but he's going.
Okay, but do I see him draw like little trees?
Yes, he does. He does his best to indicate each of the. You see him like sort of making little spaces for like individual paths like within the forest.
Okay, so I quickly turn around, fluff up my hair, turn back around, and I go, "Happy little trees," and I walk out.
All right, Bob Ross.
You got Bob Ross.
So,
the
Cade,
polar opposite of Bob Ross is not even funny.
I know, it's fantastic. Cade looks over and says, "So, Garrison," and then back to the map. And then grins at everyone.
Good.
As I fix my hair, I go, "Yes, yes. Happy little trees."
Not gonna lie, wish I had different spells for what we're about to do, but what I have, I'll have to do.
Yeah, you guys didn't have a chance to rest and
got
re-prep
Bob.
spells, but
Seriously, I was planning to have advanced scurvy and something give him +1 hit points so I can knock him out and give him more health over and over
Did
again.
you just say
It'd be great.
advanced scurvy? You know that
Advanced
scurvy is
scurvy.
just the lack of vitamin C, which is probably what Kat had when she was a pirate.
Yeah, but this is advanced scurvy. It would have been hilarious.
it's advanced AIDS. That's,
Precisely.
Oh God.
so you guys make your way over to the garrison. You walk in and you see Sheriff Hemlock. No sign of Vachetti anywhere. But the sheriff says, "You're here. 1 minute. I'll open the doors for you, and we'll all go down there together, and we'll talk to him." And he walks away for a moment. You hear some like heavy like locks and like deadbolts being opened. And eventually he comes back and he says, "Right this way," and he leads you along down a flight of stairs into sort of like the basement area of the garrison, bringing you up to Tsuto's cell, where you see Vachetti is standing behind him, sort of holding him up by the collar. And Sheriff Hemlock looks at him and says, Now, no more bruises and black eyes, all right?" And Vachetti looks like a little disappointed, but he walks Tsuto over so that you can all address him.
He's not concussed, is he?
He's human, right?
Half elf.
No, he's the same as me.
He is a
Okay.
half elf.
Yeah. But I turn to the sheriff and I say, "He's not concussed, is he?"
I don't know, Vachetti. Is he concussed? And Vachetti says, "Not today."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the sheriff
I guess
just
that
the sheriff just like face palms. He's like, "Man, this is what happens when I just leave for a couple of days, man." Like, he's just like mumbling under his breath.
Cade kind of looks over at the
That's
sheriff
you.
and goes, "I I'm
Seeing the
sorry.
sheriff mumble to himself, I turn around and I go, okay, Pseudo.
Okay, go do your thing.
Why Kate? Why Kate?
She's a mesmerist. This is legit her speciality.
Well, that's only if the questions don't work.
Well, then he's getting more black eyes. That's what.
Kate, can you magic him?
Cade looks up and down at Urslan and says, I mean, I'd rather us try to get him to talk with words. He's had a pretty interesting week with Vichetti. He might be more apt to talking to us now before I have to do anything like that.
That's what I'm
That'll
saying.
be my
Like,
plan
someone
too,
tries the
Dino
homeboy first.
insisted
Then we try
on
magic, and none of that
magicking
works.
him.
He's getting more black eyes.
My lord,
You
how
know
about we
what?
ask him questions without magic? If that doesn't work, then we magic him in. If that doesn't work, then we kick him his ass, okay?
I just said that. God damn.
Yes,
Cade looks
out
at
of
both
character, I
Dino
know
and
you're saying that,
Urslan.
but Urslan's not listening to you.
Cade's looking at both of them and loudly yells over all of them, shut up. You guys agree. You're saying the same thing.
But why are we
Talk
arguing?
first. I don't know. Talk to Tsuto. And then
As
Cade walks in the
Cade
back.
talking to Dino, I turn to Tsuto and I go, so why is Nualia trying to summon demons and all that shit?
He looks at you and he says nothing.
How did you meet Nualia? I mean, you seem to really love her.
Stoneface. No response.
Stoneface? Okay. No response? Okay.
Pseudo.
I mean, you literally drew, and I hold up his journal. You literally drew her naked in this journal.
You see his resolve crack for a brief moment, but he still says nothing.
Huh. So... Yeah, I got nothing. Can you magic him, please?
Okay.
Cade just stares off at him.
Okay.
And tells him that if he wants to accomplish his goals, that he needs to tell us now, or whatever he's planning will never come to fruition.
Okay. Are you casting anything in saying that, or you're just?
Yeah. Well, I have the feat where it's a consummate liar, where I get a bonus to my bluff checks. And I'm going to also.
Okay. Let's see. His sense motive is not very good, so.
Guidance.
Wait. Oh, is it Nualia? Wait. Oh, okay, I go as she's magicking, Pseudo. I go. Oh, I know where Nualia is.
There is a reason we didn't kill you. There's a reason you're still here, and there's a way you could possibly not go to Magnamar. And that's only if you talk to us here. And can I...
Sheriff
And I'm
Hemlock
going to
kind of.
command him to talk to us.
Sheriff Hemlock gives you a bit of a look at that.
Oh, push.
I
I thought talk was a thing. Never mind.
Alright, I have something to do after you do whatever you're doing with the sheriff.
I mean, I don't mind letting you try this. It's okay. So yeah, if you'd rather do that, then
I'll do that instead, because
okay.
I'm just going to make him think we're actually here to help him.
So because he's a half elf, he gets a bonus to saves against enchantments, which is basically wiped out by your stare penalty. So it's a straight roll, and he rolls a 13. So you see his expression soften a bit. Sheriff Hemlock, however, nudges you and tries to like discreetly pull you aside for a moment.
And I look at Ursuline and like nodding at her to keep going with the book, and I walk over with the sheriff.
Okay.
The sheriff looks at you for a moment and just takes like a deep breath because he is seemingly already exasperated by this process, and he says, "Look, you've done a lot for this town, so have your friends. But," and he like brings his voice like down to a whisper. He says, I can't let you promise him that he's not going to go to Magnamar. We know what he did. He murdered 9 people.
Oh. Okay, it's very, very, very quietly looking at him and saying, "Trust me, they're just words."
What I'm going to do next is going to anger me very much.
All right, so yeah, after that we'll cut back over to Ursuline. So what are you doing?
Seeing Tsuto is softened, I go, listen, I'm a follower of the same person Nualia is following. I want to help her, but I need to know where in Thistletop she is so I can help her succeed in her wish. I'm with you guys, but I need help, because I can't find her.
Make a bluff check.
Oh, she's still... With guidance? Oh no,
Guidance.
I don't feel secure. Please don't. No.
Don't worry, with the power of nature, you got an 18.
Okay.
He slowly cocks his head to the side. And he can't, he has no use of his arms. He's tied up, but he's trying his best to motion you to get closer to him.
I'll inch closer to him, so I could, if he's about to whisper, so I can hear him.
He leans forward ever so slightly, and he looks at you, and he just says, "Go fuck yourself."
And I
Okay.
turn, and I go, wait, and I go, I would, but it's more fun when there's a partner.
Oh.
And I sit back down and I go, okay, so here's how it's gonna go. I know Nualia is in Thistletop. If I have to tear Thistletop from north, south, east, and west just to find her, I will. And then I will kill her. And bring you back her severed head. Unless you would like me to bring her back alive. Then, if you want me to bring her back alive, I need to know where she is. But I could leave right now and bring you back her severed head. I'm gonna intimidate him.
Okay, go ahead.
Enhanced diplomacy. Let's say +2.
It's
said just
12. It doesn't
+1.
really do much.
Yeah.
I don't know if intimidate goes against will.
Yes, you can, Kate. Intimidate no, it doesn't go against will. It goes against there's like a formula for it. It's like 10 plus hit dice plus like wisdom modifier or something like that. Anyway, he smirks and he just says, "Good luck."
Okay. And I get up and I walk out.
Hey,
So Cade looks at everyone and comes over to Tsuto and says, "Okay, what is it that you want?"
He's back to not answering.
And I say from the facing the other way, I was like, what he wants is his girlfriend to succeed in whatever the fuck she's doing with Lamashtu.
So right now, when everyone is looking, I'm gonna stick my hand back. There's 5 of them behind me, correct?
Yeah, everybody but Ursuline is standing behind you. So, yes, that'd be 5 people.
I look over at Ursuline and I put one finger up to my mouth, like.
Or no, 4 people.
And okay. So there's 4 people behind me.
Dino, Jareem, Cat, and the sheriff. Yeah.
So pretty much
Well,
what you
Chopper's
see
the cat, apparently.
is since cantrips
Chopper's not
are
a person.
cantrips are for you. So
Yes.
humor me. Cade's gonna shoot his hand behind him, pointing at all 5 of them, and you're gonna see 5 flares shoot out. So everyone's being blinded for a second. And as the last thing
Even
everyone
me?
see, yeah, even you. The last thing you all see is him lean close. Cade's going to bite into Tsuto's neck and just start drinking his blood and tell him that there are more horrible ways to die.
Okay. Because
Don't give him superpowers. What's wrong with you?
because he is being like completely restrained, there's not much you can do about it. So you bite him and you gain your temporary hit points and the +1 to Constitution for the next hour, or checks and that'd be fort saves.
And I'm gonna try to intimidate him with that. Ooh,
And
that's
that's
not the
the
greatest one.
diplomacy.
That is, let's see, 10, 12. How many hit dice does he have?
Or
Six-
I guess you could tell that as diplomatic, because I will kill him if he doesn't answer. But if he does answer, I will also actually help him. There's 2 sides to that threat. And I pull away, and you can see the blood running down his neck. But I'm back instantly, standing to where I was before the flash ends on everyone else.
Yeah. So
And
for flavor purposes, the 5th flare that you cast went in front of you and sort of dazzled Vachetti. So nobody saw what you did.
I just noticed the flares because I didn't get flared. I'm seeing everyone else get flared. I'm like,
yeah,
what are
there's
you
so
doing?
many.
Oh yeah, Ursuline would have seen because he's in front of you.
Well,
So-
Urzulin looked to see the flares, so
Flavor,
Urzulin didn't
can
see
I
the
be
bite.
like, can we turn around to Kate and go, what the fuck, and then see what's going on? Or would I have to roll dex to see whether or not I'm fast enough to see what's going on?
Oh, I like that.
Sorry, I missed what you just said. I was responding to Rob in the chat.
Since a flare isn't going directly to me, and it just seems to be going to everyone else because I wasn't facing Cade, can I instead react to the flares and turn to Cade and go, what the fuck?
Yeah, you can do that. That's fine.
Do I see what she's doing?
Roll perception because you are sort of like avoiding
Snapping your head.
the flares. Yeah.
Oof.
You don't know how it happened, but you do see some blood dripping out of Tsuto.
That would just be a straight intelligence check to
So-
see whether or not I can, like, put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, I mean, you
Yeah.
can maybe assume that Cade did something because there was a few moments that were bought by the flares, but you don't know exactly what they did.
So Cade's now standing back now that everyone can see and looks at Tsuto and says, with a smile, with completely clean lips, and says, so, what will it be? Freedom with us, or death in Magnamar? You need to tell us everything you know now.
Did you?
He thinks for a moment, and then he looks in your direction, and he says, my love will bring me back.
Yes,
No.
she will, so
No.
let us meet her.
No.
She just needs time.
It just clicked in Erzulin's head what he means by that.
Cade looks and says, "But what if she runs out of time, and you're not there to protect her?"
He laughs. Says, "Who's gonna stop her? You?"
Just
Not
upset
just me.
completely upset that I figured out what he means by that, and knowing what Lamash can do, I'm just gonna go over and pistol whip him.
As you smash him in the jaw with your pistol, the sheriff sort of steps in and he says, "All right, that's enough."
I turn to the sheriff and I say, "You keep him securely contained, right? Okay, don't ever let even a crack of sunshine on this motherfucker.
He
Don't
says,
let anybody find him."
"That won't be a problem. We're shipping him to Magnamar first thing in the morning."
Don't
I
even
say
ship
you
him.
No, not now.
Don't do it. Just kill him. Kill him here and now.
That's what he wants.
Exactly. Just do it, because if you don't, just kill him and bury him, please, and hide his body.
Listen.
There's like fighting for this.
Listen, I entrust you to handle things in the town while I was gone. Now, please give me the same courtesy.
Tied and bound. Got his blood sucked. Been beaten up by Vengetti. Can I just kill him?
I am gonna look over.
Only if you want to be the one going to Magnamar tomorrow.
I'm asking out of character. Is he able to just be one-shotted in the head?
You don't know. But we can say that my out-of-character answer was, if you want to be the one going to Magnamar tomorrow, sure, kill him.
Fine. I turn to the sheriff and I say, I wanna be on the escort to Magnamar with him.
I look at him one last time and I say, "Well, fine. If you think it's such a joke that I would kill your love, then what's the harm in letting me know where she is? If anything, you've just given her a present."
He says, "Haven't you read the journal? It's in there. She's in Thistletop."
Yeah, we know that. Just where in Thistletop?
Oh, come on now. That would ruin the fun.
I don't think you know the definition of fun. Fun is this. Can I pistol whip him again, but with no damage?
I mean, you can call it non-lethal.
Yeah. Can I do that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Do I have to roll it?
Yeah.
Okay. Fun is this.
You hit him again with your pistol, and at this point, the sheriff just grabs you and is like, "All right, you all have to leave now."
As the sheriff is dragging me out, I'm gonna tell him, "You do realize that your escort to Magnamar is going to be raided, right?" He literally just said that.
He says, "What do you think I went and got the extra guards for?"
You're dealing with Lamash too. It's not gonna be easy. You need more people.
He says, "Again, let me do my job."
Cade rests his hand on Ursulin's shoulder and says, "There's no point."
Okay, just for me to step out of game with like a bit of the timeline here, because I know Rob is trying to get off and go to sleep. Did you guys want me to just sort of fast forward to you picking up the map, and then
Yeah.
were you guys going to do anything else, or were you just going to rest?
Rest.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that means I can do what I want to do. Cool. All right, so you guys leave the garrison. You sort of just hang around for a couple hours. By this point, the rain has stopped. You go ahead and head over to the way north. The gnome inside is just putting the finishing touches on your map. He looks like he's definitely getting ready to close up shop as well as soon as you guys pick up your map and leave. So he says, perfect timing, just finished. And he begins to roll up the map and shove it into a tube for you.
What was on the map again?
It was a much more detailed and precise map of the Nettlewood Forest, as well as some of the things that are on the outskirts of it.
Interesting.
So he hands over the map to Cade and requests the 60 gold pieces as agreed upon.
So, Cade thanks the cartographer for their time and their information, and gives them, looking around, making sure Zlin isn't looking, another 5 coins for obviously going against their better judgment and giving the information they didn't want to give.
Okay.
Give him 10 points before.
I know, but that was to bribe him into talking in the first place.
All right.
Do I see her doing this?
Roll sleight of hand, Cade.
Guidance to Cade.
No, you don't. You don't see the extra tip that Cade is providing.
Curses.
Curse.
Once he sees that you've sort of tucked the map away, he says, I do apologize, but it's already past my closing time. I need to head off. But thank you for your business, and I'd be happy to make more maps whenever you need them.
Cade grins and says, thank you.
Okay, so with that, you guys head back to the Rusty Dragon. I do have something planned for each of you here. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna do Dream's thing first because Rob said he has to go to sleep. What I want everyone else to do, roll me a secret D20, just a flat D20, just like a GM roll D20. That'll determine
Fuck.
Okay, I mean that's fine if you.
You know, if you click on the GM thing above the dice roll on the left.
All right.
Well, no, you didn't put a D. It's just rolling 20, and so it's just like, hey, 20, 20, 20. There's no D there, so it didn't actually roll a die.
I did roll. It did say D on mine when I typed that.
Huh.
That was weird. Okay.
That's strange because it just says rolling 20.
I know.
For me.
No, it does say that.
I'm sorry. I don't mean
to
rob you of a cool moment, but it's really just going to determine what order I do everybody else is in.
Now I can't get it to work at all.
All right, so you know what? I'll take the 20. It's fine.
No, don't take the 20. It's fine.
Rob, you don't have to roll. I'm doing yours first because I know you're trying to go to sleep.
Oh, okay.
Sleep is for the weak.
Just need one for Kim, and then
Sorry.
it's fine. So while I'm waiting for that, I guess I can get into it. So you all go to your rooms and you bed down for the night, and sleep comes to all of you surprisingly easy. Let me just cue up my very, very loosely.
I rolled a 1,000.
Very loose definition of music for this. So, all of you, as you sort of get into that next level, sort of like REM sleep, you all hear the sound of the fluttering of butterfly wings. All of you. Starting with Dream here. So you're hearing the butterfly wings, and after a few moments off in the distance, you see a small swirling mass of colors and shapes, and it appears to be constantly changing. You feel drawn to it as if it contains answers that you didn't even know you were searching for. And as you approach, you see tiny flashes of these colors escape from the pattern for a fraction of a second, and then they're quickly drawn back in and once again sent upon their way. And suddenly the landscape changes. You see a night sky, a bright moon that's in the process of an eclipse, and a huge spire. And a familiar voice reaches out to you. And she says, "I have sensed your curiosities about me and my work. You have thus far shown yourself to share the most crucial of my traits. The endeavor of neutrality is one that so few mortals can achieve. You do not show bias or contempt for those who preserve nature's balance. You possess the ability to speak to the dead, yet you've never done so frivolously. You have lived your life as you have seen fit, for better or worse. Rest easy, my son, for you may one day find yourself among my greatest of champions." And this voice sort of now apparates in front of you as it takes the form of a ghostly looking woman, and she sort of waits for you to respond or say anything to her.
"And who might you be?"
She says, "Why, I am the Mother of Souls, the Lady of Graves, the Lady of Mysteries, the Survivor herself, but you may call me Pharasma."
"Interesting. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Lady of the Dead, or Pharasma."
She says, I don't reach out to you lightly. I find your otherworldly origin to be most fascinating. As well as your reverence for the circle of life.
Yeah, it's definitely different. This is definitely going to be my first universal shift, so.
Well, it won't be your last. Whether that's returning to your home, or should you choose to stay and live out the rest of your days here. Eventually, all pass through my river of souls, and all arrive at the doors of my boneyard.
Well, if you would be so courteous as to offer me a raft on your river of souls, that would be most appreciated.
A sense of humor. How nice. You won't need one by then. But, I'll see what I can do.
So what is there a particular reason for your visit, or? I'm sure a god of the dead doesn't just visit
owl shaman to tell them how fond they are of them.
I simply appreciate what you've done in such a short time here. But I would like you to spread the good word, so to speak. Continue displaying the virtuous nature that you have shown. And
I lost internet for like 10 seconds.
okay, she says I would like you to spread the proverbial good word and destroy the abominations that escape my realm. I'm sure you've seen them already. Zombies and skeletons and other undead.
Well, yeah, we've never had trouble with that.
I mean, to be fair, we have dealt with zombies before.
No, I mean, we've never had trouble taking them down, is what I mean.
That's true.
I want you to keep displaying the same virtues that you've shown so far. I like to reach out to those that I see potential in quite early. Just want to make sure that you're of the proper mindset. And it would seem that you are.
Oh yeah, I ain't changing for the world.
Well, that's good to hear. And now I know where to find you either way. I wish you luck. And the image of the ghost fades away. She allows you to, in your dream state, to sort of stay and observe for a few minutes longer, as you see the constantly flowing river of souls just pass along, and as they come to the giant gate of the boneyard, you see various colors sort of appearing to accept souls that are then like fired off at them, like as if they are going to like other planes and realms as like their final destination.
Dream's gonna try and skip a rock on the river.
Of course you would. You look around and you find a small flat pebble. You throw it, and it travels along for a moment, and then the pebble is shot back at you. The rock it's shot back at you, and the image doesn't reappear, but you hear the voice once more. It says, "Now, even humor has its limits."
You understand? I had to give it a shot.
You're not the first. And then the voice fades again, and this time you leave this place, and as you do, the sound of the fluttering butterfly wings just gets further away. Okay, who rolled? Let's see, who rolled the next highest? Cade. So, Cade, you are taken back to your past.
Ooh.
You are walking along the beach near the glassworks. There is you have a black hood that is covering your face. All of your belongings are slung over your shoulder, just like how it used to be. It's about 6 years ago, before you could have called anyone other than Hannah a friend. You walk past the backside of the Glassworks building, and just out of the corner of your eye, you see Nualia Tobin slip behind a sand dune with a man that you don't know. They don't seem to notice your presence, and you continue walking, just trying to find a suitable place to rest for the night. The next image you see is a short time later, maybe a month or so. You walk past the old cathedral in the dead of night. You're not entirely sure if it's real, but you swear you hear the screaming of an angry male voice coming from inside. You get a little closer to the building to try to hear what all the commotion's about, and then you hear the voice again, clearly this time. I can't believe you would do this after all that I've done for you. You are forbidden from leaving the church. You are to stay in this room and pray to Desna for forgiveness for the rest of the night. Your vision quickly fades out, and once it clarifies again, you see inside of the Catacombs of Wrath, specifically the shrine to Lamashtu, where you and your allies fought against the Quasit. The triangular-shaped pool, the one that you saw glowing as the orange liquid inside swirled and bubbled around, it lies dormant. The pool then suddenly flares to life, and you see the Quasit's eyes light up in excitement and glee. She's speaking Abyssal, which you can understand. She says, "Yes, the rune well has been activated. Soon Lamashtu will bless me with her grace."
Shit.
The image flashes once more, and you see Nualia in her bed. She starts awake suddenly, screaming and thrashing in a frenzy. You can see that as she, in the process, she gets out of bed, and you see that she is very, very pregnant. The next thing you see is gruesome and horrible. Later that night, and Nualia's bed is surrounded by midwives, and she's screaming in agony. As it turns out, she miscarried the child, and the midwives' eyes go wide as they're rushing to remove it from the room. Just before you lose sight of what's happening, you can see that this child was deformed to the point of looking almost fiendish in origin. The last thing you see is, out of the shock and stress of it all, Nualia slips into a coma. Finally, you see Nualia once more, standing in front of a brick wall. You're not sure when this is, how recent this happened. The surroundings lead you to believe that this is the inside of the smuggler's tunnel beyond the basement of the glassworks. She pulls out her sword. It's large and it has a serrated blade. And she rears back and takes a mighty swing. And the wall crumbles. And she stands still now, in front of the opening that she created. You finally lose sight of her for the last time. And much like Dream's visions, the butterfly flies away.
Cade wakes up in a cold sweat. And that's not something Cade actually tends to do in general. And just looks around completely bewildered and out of breath, and just being like, there's more in the glassworks. Nualia isn't the problem. I gotta warn everyone. And then passes back out of sheer exhaustion.
Next is Ursuline.
Jeez.
Your vision is very, very blurry at first. You find yourself in a thick forested area.
What?
And you have a splitting headache. But your body is sort of balancing the pain sensations, because all down the sides of your body and your legs and and you're back even. You've sustained quite a number of small puncture wounds. The area is covered by thick brambles and nettles that are painful to the touch. You hear the sounds of goblin voices filling the air, just an unrelenting cacophony of shrieks and laughter that makes you long for the peace and quiet of your books and your blueprints. You don't know how many that you and your friends have had to face so far, but you know that you haven't nearly faced the worst of what this place has to offer yet. As you frantically look around for more threats to address, you find something that you missed a bit earlier on. You see a lone crate sitting on the ground, and inside is a collection of refined wooden logs and bronze ingots that look like they were just made. As you tuck these items into your pack, you smile for the first time in what feels like a couple of days, content with the knowledge that you can finally build yourself a better gun. At this moment, you hear a soft, beckoning, feminine voice in your mind. She says, "My child, I see you are in great pain, but do not stray from your goals. You are about to be faced with a demon from your past. There is a mercenary within this horrid place, and it is he who had a hand in the murder of your uncle. I saw what happened on that fateful day. He was wronged by an alchemist, and Avery Slag promised him retribution in exchange for his assistance in kidnapping your uncle. I cannot hope to convince you to show restraint when you encounter him. I instead ask that you only do what you must to right this wrong. You have shown yourself to be kind and fair. Do not let tragedy cloud your judgment." And with that, just like what happened at the Swallowtail Festival, butterflies, but much more than the festival, like hundreds of them just descend upon you. And many of them land on you, others land next to, around you. So you know that Desna's presence is very much with you right now. And the butterflies all just sit around you as if they are waiting for you to address them in some way.
Can in the dream, can I pick up a butterfly and like pet its wings?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I just smile, like a really relaxed smile, like the pain from the bramble doesn't hurt anymore. And I'll say, I'll do what I must.
The voice comes back for just a moment and says, "I expect that you will. And though he is but one of the number that have harmed you and your family, I hope that what you achieve today will bring you some form of closure." And the butterflies, they don't leave you. They stay with you. But the imagery and the vision that you're seeing does eventually fade out. Next is Cat, I believe. Yes, I'm actually glad that Dino is last for a good reason that I will explain later.
What were the numbers that we rolled for?
damn.
What's that?
What were the numbers we rolled for?
Well, I was definitely doing dreams first because Rob had to go, but the rest of them I just did highest to lowest for like the order of the rest of what I'm doing these.
I rolled a 15.
Yeah, Cade rolled a 19, so.
Really? Wow.
Dang. I rolled good for once.
So, Cat. This one's fun. So, much like Cade, you two envision your old life. You vividly recall traveling along the western Midnight Sea in search of the members of your crew who had gone missing just a few days prior. You battled the storms with poise and grace, arriving in port safely and traveling north along the Nentir River, believing them to be in that direction. You see yourself conquering the difficult trails and paths that led you to Thunderspire Mountain and the Seven-Pillared Hall. You relive your first encounter with Jareem and his party of adventurers, though with how far you've been sent from your former home and life, the names of his friends currently escape you. You feel the anger and anxiety of seeing your crew nearly sacrificed by the gnolls in the Well of Demons. Next, you dream about the disastrous storm that wrecked your ship and brought you here. You replay the sequence over and over, what seems like a dozen or so times, trying to catch anything that you and your crew did wrong. But each time you are left even more sure and confident that you did your best. Eventually, this vision stops, and before you stands a colossal figure. A beautiful female form with wild and flowing green hair. Her torso seems to merge with the cloudy sea. She addresses you calmly, especially given her size. You have done well to find yourself in good company so soon after your jarring transition to an unfamiliar world. You've maintained your resolve and your wit, and your will to live and have those close to you live is undeniable. I admire your courage in the face of such daunting circumstances.
I appreciate that, but A, who are you? And B, why do I suddenly find myself caring about others? I'm
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Or rather, others who are not, like, specifically part of my crew.
She says, well, first, give yourself a little credit. No one that you've adventured with has died. You've done well.
No one I've adventured with has died. Yet!
I understand why you respond in this manner, but please, do try your best to be satisfied once in a while. As for who I am, well, I have spoken to you before. Maybe not like this, but I am the wind and the waves, a voice that calls to you both in your time of greatest need and now. I am Gazre, the god of nature, the seas and the storms.
I don't know what answer I was expecting, but it wasn't that. Why are you appearing to me? Why did you send me here?
I saw great purpose in you. You are a leader of men and women, and even among scoundrels, pirates, and thieves, you have a unique skill set that has won you many riches. But you can be so much more than that.
But I like riches. Riches buy me shiny things.
Yes, of course. But that's not all that there is to life.
No, it's not, although I'm surprised I haven't run into any dragons yet.
Oh, well, I can tell you, we do have dragons here.
I know you have dragons here, but for some reason, I feel by now I would have tried to do something stupid with a dragon. I don't know why I have that feeling.
Probably because no. Me not trying to bring other campaigns into this campaign. I'm sorry.
We Gouda.
Meanwhile, I'm like, so how come? It's like somehow I feel like by now I should have tried to fuck with a dragon, either literally or figuratively.
I feel like even in this campaign, I would still steal your dragon children. I would still do it. Just to fuck with you eternally, I would steal any dragon children you ever produce.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't put it past Kat to fuck a dragon if that meant she got out alive with some gold.
I mean, hey, that she'd have like a whole family of sorcerers then.
I was about to say no, and then you said I'd come away with a horde.
A whole bunch of sorcerers.
I'd say no, and then you said I was about to say no, and then you said to come away with the horde. I'm like, for the gold, yeah, I would.
See, exactly.
To be fair, Kat needs to make more sorcerers somehow.
It's true.
But sorry, I've become convinced that in every campaign I ever play, I'm going to do something stupid with a dragon.
Oh, I mean, that's like
half the game.
Yeah, it's like half the game.
No, like me specifically doing something extremely stupid.
well, yes,
I'm surprised
that's
you're not playing a bard.
well, yes, that is the and dragons part of the game.
Half the game is about doing whatever you want, and the other half is about dragons.
Guys, it's called Dungeons and Dragons, not Dungeons and Goblins. Although there are a lot of goblins.
Although technically speaking, we're not playing Dungeons and Dragons, we're playing Pathfinder.
Pathfinder.
We will find a path to a dragon, I promise.
The game that is totally not
Hopefully when we're
just
high
Dungeons
enough
and
level to
Dragons
deal with
3.5 in a different language, you know, just
Okay,
Well,
so
it's completely out of character. I'm pretty sure this guide is trying to get you to be one of his followers. Just saying.
one of their followers. We do not assign gender to gods, unless otherwise specified.
Wait, no,
And-
Gazra is a guy. Unless
it's
Unless they made him a girl.
Gazre is like a duality, so it's
See?
this
okay.
is currently the female form speaking to Cat.
Okay.
But I
To be
digress. So
fair, it's a god. It can be whatever it
Yes.
wants.
So
Quite
at
literally.
this
anyway, I
point,
digress. Cat goes. At some point, although I am surprised I haven't. There have been no dragons. I haven't tried to do anything stupid with dragon. Not that I've ever done that in my life, but like I've had this gut feeling that if I die, it's because I did something stupid with a dragon.
the Gazre looks at you and says, "Well, you might find yourself faced with a dragon someday." And the form, you see a bright flash of light in front of you, and Gazre's form changes. This time you see a weathered old man, like same size, like really fucking huge.
Really fucking.
Yeah, weathered old man with a long white beard. Around his torso, where there was once the sea, is now a massive storm cloud. And this aspect speaks to you much more seriously and with like a stern tone. He says, "But there is one thing that also cannot be denied. Since you arrived here in Galarian, you've been holding back when you find yourself in danger. You must embrace the storm, become one with the very essence of your being, and unleash the fury and power that we both know lies within you. This is your chance to change minds and hearts in this world, that those who are afraid of your magic may come to see it as our blessing."
Transitioning to the whole like entirely new dimension thing. And I'm also just like a baby level 3.
You have time to grow.
Like, I want to do more, but there's only so much. But I is baby sorcerer in this world. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't stop talking in memes today.
It's okay.
He says,
What?
"I know. But I also know that there hasn't been anyone quite like you in a long time. As evidenced by you making it here from another world entirely."
Stormborn sorcerers? I mean, I know I was the first one in my family, but like they existed. Or they exist. I'm sure. I know I'm not the only one.
No, you're not the only one. But you are the only one who survived the sinking of a pirate ship and a whirlpool that sucked you into another world entirely.
I mean, did I really survive if nobody knows I survived? For all I know, this is a fever dream. I'm in a coma.
Well, that's up to you. You can tell them
What
your story
It's
if
up
you
to
want.
me. Is it reality or not?
You can certainly tell them your story if you choose.
Yeah, we saw how well that turned out last time.
And if, when this is all over, if you desire to go back to your old life and old world, then I'll do what I can.
Wait, so back up. So you took me from my home and my family and my glorious money. Made it seem like I died to everyone there. To come fix something here that's not my problem. But you won't tell me what it is I'm here to fix. Just that I have great potential. And
no,
now you're telling me that I could just go, that you could help me get back at any time, but you won't? Until I fix the problem that you didn't tell me, you won't tell me what it is?
You sound very Karen-like right now.
Make no mistake, you were definitely going to die.
Rude?
Truth.
Doesn't mean it's not rude.
Blunt.
Why am I talking? You're a figment. I am dreaming right now. You are a figment of imagination. Why am I getting angry over a dream god thing?
Oh, I assure you, this is very real.
I mean, I'm asleep, aren't I?
Yes, but
I can't prove this is real.
Here I stand, communicating with you.
You're communicating with me before I know you are my subconscious telling me to be a better person, which,
well,
admittedly has happened a couple of times in the past. I've always just ignored it, though.
Well, I mean, we can all afford to be better people, but...
So if you're real, prove it to me. Leave me something that will be in my room when I awake that wasn't there, that will prove to me...
Your desk doesn't owe you money. Stop beating it.
That will prove to me that this was real, and I will take your word to heart.
Did really tell you to stop beating your desk?
Yes, he did.
beating your desk in order to get a trinket out of a god. Yeah.
It could be anything valuable. It could be a leaf or a bush in like a weird shape. Just it could even be a cup of seawater. Like.
Oh, Tim, I got a message for you of what to leave her.
What?
Oh.
Well, you're asking for a trinket, and I know exactly what to give you.
Okay. Geez, the image Ali sent is a pretty good illustration of what's happening right now. I will say that. Gazre looks confused and says, "Well, if that is what I must do."
It would be much appreciated.
Hey, that's what I do with my tits.
What?
I walk around and I hold my tits. Am I not allowed to do that?
Nah, I mean, you know what? Like, I'll be the first one to say that if I were a woman, like, I would just play with my tits all day. Like,
I'm full disclosure. I do that. And it bugs the shit out of my sister, well, my sibling, because I'm just playing with my boobs.
I don't get.
Like,
I would 100% do that. Like, that's.
I mean, to be fair, sometimes it's fun just to be like, they squishy.
Yep.
I don't know how we got on that.
Because of what Ali sent to the group chat.
Yes.
Sorry. I was
Yes, I know. You were playing the game and being. Oh, I just left the.
Being kidnapped.
Nap tab open the whole time.
No, I had a giant trying to kidnap me.
I disconnected from this world completely and fell into oblivion, and now I'm back.
Well, I don't think kidnapping
you didn't get to talk to a god.
I don't
No.
think kidnapping you is a nice way of putting what I've done. I spared you and brought you to a place. That's what you sound like.
IRL giant is trying to kidnap me.
Okay, you honestly do still sound like garbled. So I did understand you, but yeah, just saying, you didn't sound very clear there.
Out of game, a giant is trying to kidnap me.
Yes. Well, in game he is explaining
I understood it the
that.
second time.
In game, he is explaining that he has spared your life, and he says, I brought you to somewhere where you could make a greater difference. And again, if this does not satisfy you, I can send you back.
It's not that I'm not satisfied. I am just confused, and I do not like being used.
Well, then I apologize.
Yo, you got to say sorry
But
just by bitching at him?
But look, Gazra is
Oh.
benevolent, all right?
Yeah, they can
Score
admit they're
one-
assholes.
Yeah.
This is
So
one
out of character.
merciful
Score
ass
1 for
God, I'm
Cat.
just
I got a
Like-
freaking god to apologize for me for using me without my permission.
Like Jesus, like Pathfinder has
you
a
would have
god
died
that's
regardless.
like Pathfinder has a god literally for belligerent drunks. Like it's like they can admit that they're being stupid.
I mean,
Go-
anyway, I mean, if you had just told me, I probably would have agreed without the whole dying thing.
Gazre thinks for a moment and says, "Well, I did tell you that I was sparing you and bringing you to this world when we first met."
I mean, yeah, well, my option is that or death. I'm going to choose that.
So would it not make sense to play the game for a bit?
My point!
The point is,
At this, by the way, at this point, Kat realizes she's just being a brat, but she's too far into it to stop.
the point is
I've overcommitted.
that again, I've seen more potential within you than what would have happened with you just submerged in the middle of an ocean as a corpse.
I mean,
You're-
that's not saying much. There's always more potential in a live person than a dead one, unless the dead person was really a scumbag. And I'm sorry that I'm arguing with you, but I'm still trying to come to terms with all of this.
I did not cause the storm that brought you here. I didn't purposefully do this to you. I saw that your life had run its course in your past life and world. And I thought that bringing you here to make a much bigger impact.
Well, now I feel like a jackass. Putting up this fight when you were trying to be nice to me.
I believed it was the right thing to do, and I still believe that.
I'm sorry I overreacted. Like I said, I'm still just trying to come to terms with everything. I do appreciate you saving my life and all that jazz.
And trust me, you will never lose the memory of your crew and all that they've done for you and all that they sacrificed. Those memories will stay with you forever.
I just wish you were able to send me back some of the gold. And she smiles to indicate that she's joking.
Oh, you pirates. Always so greedy.
Excuse me, I was a privateer. For myself.
But yes, taking the bad with the good is the very essence of my being. So far be it from me to judge. We all have our faults.
Yes, thank you for saving my life, and I'm sorry I was being a brat. Like I said, I'm still having some trouble coming to terms with all of this.
It's fine. You're still learning. We all are. And the storm cloud at the bottom of his torso parts and fades away, and the rest of his aspect goes with it.
Not gonna lie, I thought you were gonna try to have the cloud give me a hug, and I was here for it, but okay.
Yeah, no, sorry, I had to.
Not the way you act, you don't get a cloud hug.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
No hug, but an apology.
I don't
Apologize to them.
I don't like to be the corrupt-a-wish DM too often, but that was one of those times.
I legit thought I was gonna get a cloud hug. I'm like, okay, and then it's like, nope, he goes away. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, no, he leaves.
Which, fair.
All right. Last but not least, Mr. Dino. So, again, like everyone else, you hear the sounds of the butterfly wings fluttering. But currently, you don't see anything around you. Chomper isn't even there. After a few moments, way off in the distance, you hear the sound of coins sort of colliding and just clinking together as they're just tossed about this empty void that you find yourself in. This continues for a minute or two, and then there's just a silence that just persists for just an unnervingly long time. Afterwards, there's a red light that appears in front of you. And this light is flanked by 4 smaller green lights. The red light begins to glow brighter, and then a deep voice begins speaking to you. Greetings, young man. I've been watching you, and I must say I am impressed. You have already come so far in such a short life. It is only a matter of time before your soul will grow to an unstoppable level of strength. I can sense your desire for the spoils of battle, and I've seen you collect the bodies of your enemies, and you have claimed the possessions of your kills with little regard for anything else in those moments. But don't you wish you could have more?
More? What could be more important than gaining the spoils of what you rightfully deserve in power?
Oh, there is so much more than that. Untold riches and artifacts. Unspeakable amounts of power. Dominion, conquest.
Question, did you describe what this god looked like?
A big red light and 4 green lights.
I also never said this was a god.
Oh. Oh no!
Dino doesn't know. Dino does not know who this is.
Okay, no, I was just asking for the description because I didn't hear it. 'Cause I was asking my mom about adopting the dog Kimberly was talking about. Is
The dog that my cousin is?
Oh, never mind. Yeah, the dog your cousin has.
Okay.
Yeah, I was asking my mom about it.
So Dino, after this voice goes through all of the things that are more than simply claiming the trophies and loot of your enemies. The lights periodically flare in front of you. Seems to be just waiting for your response.
Okay, this sounds all very interesting. But why are you here? Something tells me most mortals don't get this opportunity.
I simply want the assistance of those whose souls align with my own.
Assistance? What do you have in mind?
Let's just say that I'm wanting to get back to where I once was. Regain all the power that I once had.
Fair enough. No one likes losing progress.
Oh no, I certainly do not.
So what is required of me? Most of the time, I admit I don't like bowing down to anybody or listen to authority, but you promise riches, so what do you have in mind?
Well, all will be revealed in time. However, you're familiar with those catacombs under Sandpoint, aren't you?
Yes, I've made a little tour destination there.
And you've seen what happens when a bit of blood, or perhaps more, is dropped into a rune well, yes?
Yeah, some abomination pops out of it.
Oh, well. Abomination is a nasty relative term. What I'm saying is, not only do you display traits that I appreciate, you also are very good at killing things.
Well, yes, I quite pride myself of that. Most kills on the team.
And well, when you kill certain things, let's just say that helps me.
It's demons, isn't it?
Oh, it could be anything. It's not a question of origin, it's a question of how one leads their life.
Uh-huh.
It's not too unlike the way you've acted so far.
I really want to know who this is.
Yeah, so do I, and I'm the one interacting with him.
Do you ask him who he is?
I already asked before, and he said, "Oh, don't worry about it. That will be revealed later."
No. Oh, no. I answered that because that was when you asked in a roundabout way, like, what's in it for you. But no, if you want to know,
I just sworn I asked who this is.
Sorry, if you did, then I didn't catch it. I'm sorry. So I'll answer that now. So to back up a bit, He says, I've been known by many names in all of my years. You'll come to know my true name soon enough. For now, just think of me as the Claimer.
The Claimer. It's quite the title there. As much as I would love to help you out some, I need more information on what am I supposed to be killing.
Well, like I said, seek out those who have lived the way you have lived. Cut
Google
them,
does wonders.
cut them down.
Fight people
There's
that live the way I have.
their souls will be very useful.
Okay, not a 100% answer, but I interpret that as people who desire to be powerful, like I do.
You know what? Go ahead and roll sense motive.
Something tells me I can't use guidance.
Technically no, because you're asleep. But
Damn it. Alright, sense motive, don't fail me now. Sense motive, you failed me now.
Poor
That's
sense motive.
he seems forthright. That he is he's speaking believably.
Fair enough. Still don't know what he truly means, but I'm just gonna go along my way of killing whoever annoys me or gets in my way.
After a few more moments, the lights flare up one last time. The voice says, "Stay the course, young one. We will meet soon enough. And when that day comes, you will truly see why I've reached out to you today."
See you then.
And with that, the lights fade out. You hear the sound of the coins again. Like someone is pouring a whole bag of coins just on top of a hoard, and they're all just splashing around and all that. And after a few more
I'm not gonna
moments,
say who it was, but that was a bit.
after a few more moments, the sound ends, and so does your vision.
Google does wonders, Tim.
Huh. Oh well, back to sleep.
If you want, you can message me privately, and I'll tell you if you're right or wrong.
Guidance?
I can't cast guidance while I'm asleep. God damn it.
Oh, I just.
Note to self: my new mission is to be able to cast guidance while I'm asleep.
Yeah,
New
I was about to
mission.
say, if you're conscious in a dream state with something else there with you, wouldn't you be able to cognitively alter your own dream state if you trained enough, like lucid dreaming? Like in character.
Yeah, there are spells that can help you with that. There are
Okay.
quite a lot of spells that have to do with dreams.
I'm not sure if I should be excited or terrified. Probably terrified.
Probably a little bit of both.
Fair enough. Hello?
Yes, sorry.
Sorry, just making sure that I'm here because Discord.
Yeah, I know. Well, knock on wood, we haven't had any issues with Discord tonight, so.
Woo!
And Roll20 chat was fixed. Yay!
Yay!
Sadly, a day late
Hey.
for last session, but
We're playing Thursday too?
No, I meant for last week. The pop-out chat didn't work, so like if you were watching the stream, you couldn't see the chat.
We're playing this Thursday.
We're not playing this Thursday. Like I said,
We are not.
I think Allie, you have something to do. I have something to do.
Yeah, it's my roommate's birthday.
Yes, that's why we played tonight.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Plus, I have also a doctor's appointment.
I just don't have a life.
Yeah, I really don't either.
So...
To be fair.
I
caught
blame
me on
COVID.
one.
In my defense, I blame COVID.
Yeah.
Okay,
Which
you
is
caught
the
me
reason
on
why I
one
don't
of
have a
like
life.
360 days of the year where I do actually have a life.
I'm
Like, if
sorry.
I were
Caught me on
tutoring
one of the
again,
5
60
days.
And,
I
like,
have
if
a
had
life.
been- sorry, if I had been tutoring, I would have killed you. Because of COVID, I'm not tutoring. So
Because of COVID, I'm not doing anything. I just got nothing.
Nothing.
I do a lot of movies and games on Discord and D&D and
Although I did-
Pathfinder.
did anybody else catch up with WandaVision?
Yes.
I'm just gonna say that there.
That. Why did you do that at the end?
I'm
I
not
would
going to say it's a spoiler for your view of what the fuck was
Right?
that.
What the fuck?
Oh my
I saw
god!
that and I literally said, "What the fuck?"
No more will be said
Are
on
you-
this besides what the fuck.
All
Because
I'm
I have
gonna
not even seen the first episode.
All I'm saying is A, what the fuck,
You
and
will
B,
say, "What
it's
the fuck?"
already known that Darcy's in it.
That's season 5, episode 5. You'll say, "What the fuck?"
Darcy is like the audience surrogate. Darcy's thoughts are our thoughts. Also, Jimmy Woo is the best, and I love him. Am I
I've
talking?
heard good things.
Jimmy Woo is the best, and I love him. And if I hear another person refer to Randall Park as Asian Jim, I'm gonna slap a bitch.
I won't. Don't worry.
He is better than that. The Office has been off the air for over a decade. Get over it.
Yeah.
Like, I just want a sitcom with Jimmy Woo and Darcy Lewis. That's it. I want a sitcom of them teaming up and solving Avengers shit.
I just
Like,
want sitcoms to go back to what they were in the 90s.
well, they are. That's why we're getting all these sitcom revivals.
Yeah, but we're not getting like the good ones.
Yeah, we're getting Punky Brewster.
Like
What
Call-
happens now?
like call me up when Seinfeld is back. Like that's
Seinfeld's not coming back.
I know
Sein-
it's not.
To be fair, Seinfeld ended on the perfect note. I'd be kind of angry if Seinfeld came back.
Yeah, it's fair. That's fair. Probably like the closest thing that we have right now to like a 90s style sitcom, and not just because of like the like aesthetic and what they're like the setting. It's probably the Goldbergs.
Which I haven't seen, actually.
It's really funny. It's really, really funny. I highly recommend it.
Like, I've been watching Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. I do like that a lot of the newer sitcoms have like these really like outrageous setups.
Oh yeah.
Which I've been really enjoying because I love musicals. And it's essentially a jukebox musical TV series where this woman, due to a mishap with an MR machine, now hears people's thoughts in song.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
they're
yeah,
deep-
yeah. I have
Like
seen
their
the
innermost
trailers for that.
emotions through like a popular song.
Yeah, I've seen the trailers for that. It looked interesting.
Although I will say the season 1 finale made me cry. Like, I was bawling during the season 1 finale.
Ah, yeah, the classic ugly cry. Love it. That was me watching Toy Story 3. I can admit that.
Same?
Yo, same.
Yeah, that movie.
I
That movie
think
got
that's
me.
something you can admit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
I
I cried manly tears in the theater. Like it was.
I cried, dude. Me and my friends went to see it at the midnight showing. We all graduated the same year Andy did, and all went to college the same year. And literally, we're all bawling our eyes out.
Yeah. Okay, so we can get back to this conversation, but just to I guess wrap up a bit of business. So
I'm sorry. I thought we were already off it.
no, I didn't even call the session yet. But you guys wake up all feeling some type of way about the dreams that you had. It is now Fire Day. So you do know that
we're going to have to go murder the goblins on Fire Day.
So you do know that there's the potential to find some interesting merchants in the marketplace, unless you want to strike out and fight the goblins first thing. But that'll be a decision that we will start with next time. So we'll be back to our regular time slot next week. Our next stream will be on Thursday, the 18th. You will once again see us at hopefully around 8:30. I know it tends to be fluid given everybody's schedules, but figure 8:39ish usual time will go live.
You mean the time at 7:30?
Yeah, you and your central time zone over there. 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. If you live in another time zone, I don't know, go do some math. Like that's
Well, okay.
That's
we're
homework for
Eastern,
the day.
So it's every hour. Every time zone is another hour. So for like Tristan, he's an hour.
yes, I know. I know.
They're in the future.
I am being intentionally deadpan for the.
You know that, but what if people don't know that are watching? Why am I stuttering so badly?
I was gonna ask you this.
That's all, folks.
Do what Leah did during the Dino dream. Just punch up Google. just do that.
With the description after Dino decided to say, "Who the fuck are you?" I went quickly Googling. I was like, "Yes, there we go."
Seriously, googling up 4 green lights and 1 big red light worked?
No, not that.
Yes,
not
no,
that.
that's exactly what I did. Yes.
Should probably Google the title that I gave you.
Fair enough.
I mean, that's what I would have done if I were doing that, but I also probably wouldn't do that. Not that I'm judging, but
I had no idea what you were talking about, and I read up on all the gods, so I was like, "Fuck this, I'm googling it."
But I said, like, early on, I was like, I never said this was a god. So anyway,
It may not necessarily be a god. It's not actually a god.
You also said it was like lava-like in appearance, but apparently it was lava. You can't do that to me. You know how I work.
I didn't. Again,
The normal rule is
it's not lava.
It's hot. It is hot.
It's not lava, but it burnt me like lava.
It looked like lava. It was hot to the touch like lava. It may or may not have been lava. It is a magical well. Who the fuck knows what's in it? No. Just no. Okay. To our viewers at home, we hope you enjoy our silliness, and we hope to see you again next week. Until then, have a good night. And
Bye.
please stay safe out there.
Yes, wear your masks. We all know how.
I promise you can breathe through them. You'll be okay. Wear a mask.
I might link this and tag that
Be
person. I'm just saying.